late. But we can share. Let me start sharing away. Mic check, check. I actually miss this old Wale. Like, come to think of it, I started listening to the old music. I'm like, yo, he was slapping when he first came out.
Old Wale was a true poet of the pen. We've discussed this before. He should have been right. He should have been right there up in the top 3 with Drake, Cole, and Kendrick when they all came out.
In that class, that
should have been. It should have been the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. It really should have been. Like that would have been the illest 4 Horsemen because you basically have everything. You have Drake and the who can adapt to any type of genre. He's not the best lyricist, but he can get that entertainment value. Then you have Kendrick, who can really speak some deep philosophical stuff. Then you have Cole, who does his own production. He's like, yo, I don't need all that extra stuff to help my career. I can do it. And some people judge him for and against that. But he can do his own beats. He built up his own crew just like Kendrick, whatnot. And then you have Wale, who I think, in my opinion, is the best lyricist out of the 4. Especially early Wale. I feel like it was just pure poetry every time he wrote.
Pure poetics, he said.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about it.
I got no echoes from me, right? On the music and nothing. You don't hear no echoes, right?
Nope.
No, not at all. Cool. Am I far away?
Different. No, I can hear you. As long as your audio picks you up fine when I get it, you're great.
That's all that matters.
All right, got you.
True.
I'm afraid this mic gonna drop because this mic's too top heavy for my mic stand. So
wait, why'd you even pick that one? Don't you got 2?
Yeah, I got 2. This one fits my voice better, personally.
Oh, got it.
I have the RE20, but I like to use it for if I'm doing PA stuff.
Then Greg, who's 1 and 2? Because I know Wale 3.
Top 3 lyricists all time?
For him, I'm asking for him. If he's saying,
in general, or from that era, from that class. Yo, this is crazy. Yo, why you lacking in the facial hair department, bro?
Yeah, what's up, Emmanuel? Is that a work thing? You got that
Amazon
that chin. You got that chin going on.
That's what I call peach fuzz. That's true peach fuzz for a man who got the beard like this. What is that? What is that?
Yes, it's a little soft goatee.
Did that take you 10 years to grow?
Soft goatee.
The Charmin.
Was that 10 years worth right there?
No, not at all.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Really?
Look, I got these glasses on. Thank God I can see from here because I'll be all up on the screen right now.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yep. Oh, what? 2 weeks. I'd expect quicker, but each their own.
Oh, come on, man! Don't do that to the man.
Greg, share the stream.
Oh, top 3 of that class?
Yeah, easily.
But I have him number 1. I have him
no
number
question.
1.
No question.
Especially at that point, early. Now, I feel like honestly, Kendrick might be 1 and Cole 2. It's me. It's 1A, 1B. Oh, was
Big
Crit part of that class too? Was he?
Was he?
I thought it was after. Big Crit.
Big Crit was, yeah.
Oh, well then.
In that case,
that changes things.
Yeah.
That changes the whole combo.
Sure.
That does. Oh my goodness.
That's a class right there. That is quite the class.
1 Kendrick, Wale, Big Crit /
I would
Cole.
say that's the equivalent of the NBA
Melo
class of 03.
If you were to read
that's the 03 draft class right there.
Who else? What was the
Melo,
next name out of that?
Wade,
Milicic?
Because that person is honestly, that person would be the Wale of the group. They was hype coming in, and then they kind of faded out to black, where nobody really remembers anymore.
Right.
Now I gotta know what other notable name came from that draft class.
Crit, Cole. Let me see. Big Sean.
Oh, we need to do our intro. Hold on. We're about to go 20 minutes. Big
Sean came in hot, though.
Oh, I love Big Sean, but he had neither the lyricism or the entertainment value of the others.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed Big Sean.
I mean, out of that 03 draft class, top 4 successful was Braun, Melo, Bosch, and Wade.
He could be Chris Bosh.
Yeah, he Bosch.
Yeah, I mean, can Wale be Bosh? I mean,
has some adversity, has some adversity.
Yeah, Bosh and Wale.
Maybe, I don't know. I might be tempted to call him
Bosh and Wale. That comparison?
I almost want to call Wale Melo though, because he's been disrespected.
Wale
I'm just waiting for people to sign this Melo apology form.
What? That's true. That is true. Because Wale's been dropping some good gems lately. After he had that high, it's just that
B.O.B. was that class too. What?
B.O.B. Yeah.
B.O.B. He's solid.
B.O.B. started off well. I was a B.O.B. fan early, and then he just like fizzled out for me.
You know when people lost it with B.O.B. was the flat earth stuff. People was like, oh, you talking about flat earth stuff? And they discredited anything that came out of his mouth after that.
I got off the wagon before then. I'll tell you that right now.
All right. Intro.
Introduction.
Started. Share the pod if you're commenting and sharing it. Greg. All right.
Hey, yo, welcome. Y'all know what time it is. The boys are in the building. Do-rags on, strapped in tight. Don't trip. By the time we take these mugs off, you're going to see the little line on the forehead. You know it's real when you got the line. I
don't got to worry about that because I don't tie it
me either.
No. No.
I got to punch somebody if I tie it that tight.
Listen, I make sure. This is me Sunday morning. Back when we go to church on Sunday morning, we actually go in the building. Your boy's in the parking lot.
Unraveling.
Getting that mug off. And you going to have that line like this. Like, I've even had some moments, though, where I had forgotten to take the do-rag off, and I just walk right out the car. And then I realized, oh, we still got the Dewey on. Okay. But the do-rags are strapped in today. I am 50% of the O&A, your boy O. Somewhere else on the screen, rocking a equally brightly colored Dewey. It's my boy Abe. And then you got the other black Deweys elsewhere on this screen. Emmanuel and our producer. The man. Cesar.
What up?
Gents, how we feeling today?
I'm good.
Woo, yo, first of all. Shout out to the basketball games this weekend.
Hey,
I've been enjoying myself.
Yeah.
You know, if you
want some money, that's why. Didn't you?
Shout out to
I won money yesterday.
Shout out to Jabari. Shout out to all them folks. Y'all already know. If you know, you know.
Folks,
mainly
5-0
because we've had some fun games, yo.
Kilo.
Like last night. Oh, you know me. I give Dame. I'm harsh on Dame. The reason being is that, in my opinion, from my perspective, he gets passes. You know, in terms of his postseason success and his career. And it's not so much that he gets passes that bothers me. It's more so that his peers are held to a much higher standard than he is. You know, like we overly criticize Harden, we overly criticize Russ, and it's like, why? They're in my opinion, aside from Harden, because Harden is super tier level, but Dame should be in that same convo when you talk about Russ and that group of talented point guards and players in general. But he gets these passes as if he's a lower tier player that is trying to burst his way up to the top tier, which I feel is incorrect.
I I've never rated him at a lower tier. I don't know. That's surprising to me that people give him passes.
Yeah, I think people just don't give him enough. They don't put the spotlight on just because they expect Dame to be where he's at. Like, he's on a team that he's openly talking about, hey, I'm loyal, I'm not going anywhere. So when you say that, you have people that put him in this lane of, well, if you're gonna be there, then this is where you're gonna be, like, forever in your career. That's what it is. So he's not gonna get talked about because he's not the one that's gonna be moving, wheeling, and dealing and talking a lot and all that stuff. So he should be. I mean, at this point, he is at least top 3, top 4. But before that, there wasn't a lot of noise just because this is what we expect. As far as you're in Portland, you made it be known, so you're just gonna be over there chilling, balling out. We know you over there, but you ain't really making noise. There's a difference from a player that's not making noise to a player that is making noise, whether that's running your mouth, you're in ads, you're in whatever. So he just don't get enough attention. He did now.
Here's the thing: we always call Harden a choker for what he's done in the postseason, right? You know,
yes.
But when you look at Dame's postseason runs, he's been swept 3 times and has had a gentleman sweeps 2 times. And we've known he's had games where he disappears or series where he disappears. And it's like, we'll use a 14 turnover game from Harden to be like, yo, Harden can never make it to the big dance because he chokes. But we'll see Dame and be like, yo, Dame is disrespected. Yo, Dame dollar. Just because every other year he gives us a filthy game winner. It's like, come on. There's a double standard.
But I'll say this, though, as well with Dame. I kind of feel like Dame is, in a way, underrated. I don't think a lot of people look at him at that same tier as like a Harden. I think Dame kind of flies under the radar because he's up there in the PNW over there in PDX. Shout out to y'all up there. But he's not in a major market per se. Me personally, I've always been of the opinion, listen, Dame, after that first round, I can't trust you. You are on that list of point guards that I can't trust after the first round of the playoffs. But with that being said, Dame, okay, Abe is not issuing an apology. Abe is proud of you. Okay, he is proud because in this bubble, this NBA bubble, these seeding games, Dame has gone off.
Dame, you have been financially blessing me. So, I have no reason to hate on you. I really don't. It's just I want a fair playing field. All right,
I don't even think it matters if CJ is out at this point. I think he's still a threat. Like,
the fact that CJ is playing with a fracture in his back kind of annoys the hell out of me because
broke my back.
That is serious. Like that's no games. Back issues are nothing to play with. You can jeopardize your whole career. And he out there doing that, and then low key he lost me money yesterday too. So I'm even more pissed because apparently it was because he was hurt, and I wish I knew that because then I would have been smarter with my decision. But whatever.
Well, I mean, it's publicized now, so I think he might sit. Who knows? I mean, every game is still a must-win. But if he sits out,
Friday is going to be crazy.
I still can't not go against Portland, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's still a threat. Like Dame is on another level right now.
Well, it's not just Dame though.
Exactly. And Carmelo has woken up
people
too.
Forget Nurk is back. Collins is back. With Nurk, I had them at the beginning of the season making a serious run into the playoffs. Then Nurk got hurt. My fantasy team got hurt because Nurk got hurt. But Nurk is back, and that big body is over there doing work. You throw him and Whiteside, and they're doing their thing. They are complementing well the backcourt that they have with Dame and with CJ McCollum. CJ McCollum out here averaging 37, 4, and 9 in the bubble. Like he's top 3 leading scorer in the bubble. It's him, Booker, and then TJ Warren. Crazy what they're doing in the bubble. And then, of course, last night, Dame drops that gem, 61 points.
After he dropped 51 points the previous game.
So in 2 games, his average point production is 56 points per game. Like, he's been killing. And yes, Greg, also, Melo has been consistent. Melo has been playing his role.
20 points, 3 straight games.
He's doing his thing. So all that Melo disrespect, y'all need to sign an apology for him. Y'all need to sign an apology for him when it comes to Dame. And this is what I appreciate about Dame. He put his game where his mouth is at. This dude said, going into the bubble, listen, I'm not playing in no bubble unless Portland has a shot to make it into the playoffs, because if we can get into the playoffs, I believe that we can get hot and upset some teams and make some noise. And right now, he's backing all of that up. And to top it off, Adidas went ahead and slashed the price on all the Dame sixes to $61.
Thank you for reminding me about
that 61-point game. Yeah, go and cop some.
That is smart.
That is brilliant marketing, bro. That is.
I can't knock them. There's only like 2 shoes. Applause for that. 2 shoes I'll get, but outside of that, nah.
But to Abe's point though, this bubble has been mad entertaining as well. Not just gameplay, but the storylines and shenanigans. So prior game against the Clippers went down to the wire. Dame ends up missing 2 free throws at the end of the game. The Clippers win. But what I appreciate about it is what I love about Dame. See, listen, folks, don't forget where this man is from. The man is from Oakland, and he gets it in, okay?
Yep.
So this man hits a step back 3, I think it was in the second quarter, and turns to the Clippers sideline and tells Pat Beverly, I want you out here with me. You need to be out here with me. Okay?
Yeah.
Clippers end up winning the game. There ends up being some woofing going on. Dame says this on social media. Listen, y'all. Them laughing, Paul George having something to say, Pat Bev having something to say. I get it. Both of them in the playoffs. So I look at their talk as respect. Okay. And he called Paul George. Paul George said, well, this year I'm gonna send you home. And Dame Lillard tells Paul George, listen, you keep bouncing around from team to team, running away from the grind, you chump.
Right.
Pat Bev at this point, I mean, we all know he's that chihuahua that gets on your nerves. On your nerves, under your skin. He needs to go ahead and take a bath. I don't think Pat Bev takes showers. Like he just looks grimy.
He just looks.
Are you saying that's a Chicago thing?
Nah, it's not a Chicago thing. Pat Bev, the kind
Are you
of
sure
dude,
that's not what you're saying? Oh, okay.
Pat Bev, the kind of dude. He looked like the kind of dude to be at in a public bathroom and just
like
no
he in the backyard.
No
he came in for
cover.
dinner, just went to bed, no shower.
Oh man, but I'm not gonna lie. True story. I wanted Pat Bev on the Lakers during the offseason. I wanted the Lakers to make that move. Why? Because we need that kind of dog, that annoying dog. Anyways, the drama ensued on social media. Dame, Pat Bev, PG-13. And then in a plot twist, Aisha Curry.
No. Before that, before she got it.
Before that, then we hear one Paul George's girlfriend, wife.
Paul George's wife.
Come on, man. Don't do that. Man, honest woman.
Oh, man.
We went one episode without using the script down word. We back at it again.
Okay,
Her
Destiny.
name ain't Destiny, though. Her name ain't Destiny. But
I forgot about Destiny.
You so silly. She starts woofing. Dame Lillard's sister couldn't control herself. The Oakland came out, and she went in on Paul George's wife, fiance, girlfriend, whatever. Goes in on her. And what does Paul George's lady say? Calls Dame Lillard's sister a cow. Now listen, folks. A whole cow. Listen here, folks. I am all for some friendly banter. I am all for trash talk. If you know Nigerians, it's what we
trash
do.
talk all the time.
We trash talk everybody. We will trash talk in church. Like we don't care.
True, actually.
We don't care.
So true.
But when you go personal like that, come on,
in a car window, like
in a car window. After where was she coming from? The gym? I don't know where she was coming. The gym, like you didn't need to do all of that.
Just to I guess take a comedic turn. Like when you really watch the video,
that was weird.
I came from the gym.
I was hollering when I saw
Came
that.
from the gym, instead of putting it on selfie mode, you're recording your own
with
reflection.
My phone,
I was
in the
hollering.
reflection. Turn the selfie mode off.
But
I didn't realize that until you said it just now, how weird that video was.
It was that for me. That's
like,
why I was crying, because it was so ironic to me that you got called a cow and you're rebutting that, looking like you just came from the gym.
Wait, hold on. I think I got it, because in the video she was like, I think she said the lines like, "I'm working on it." Like
she did.
Like, yeah. She said, "I'm working on it." But then went back to going in. That's that Oakland. Listen, y'all, stop playing with Oakland.
You can't own somebody if they cracking a joke. You can't like take him. Oh, you right, but like you can't just you can't own it like that. You got to retaliate.
No, I won't say it.
The drama. It got personal. Do y'all feel it went a little too personal? What do y'all think?
Yeah.
When the family members got in, they took it outside of basketball. It was no longer about basketball.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was more so now like, hey, now we need to disrespect each other and all types of things. You know what? Next thing I'm going to bring up is how I got more money than you. And you know how I know that? Because you have them dusty shoes that you gave your daughter. And I don't, because Dame takes care of his family. Then we get, like, that's all stuff I don't want to know. That sounds like a Lifetime movie, a BET original film. I don't want that. I don't.
I just
Blaze clips.
I don't think, and people got to realize they're in a bubble. Ain't nobody around. They got too much time on their hands. So are they going to say some comments on social media? Yes, they got time. So, and they kept it basketball. It wasn't like they was talking about each other's parents, siblings, and all that. So people got to understand the context of where they're at. They ain't got nothing to do. They ain't got nothing but themselves, each other, and the people that they probably don't like on the court. So stuff will come out.
Families, as of this week, can come into the bubble.
And the Destinies are coming.
It's going to get wild. It's
not if they midgets. I mean, dwarfs.
The correct term is little people. The correct term is little people. Man, you're going to get us censored by the SEC.
No sponsors.
I don't know. We're going to get censored by somebody. Come on, man. The correct term.
Entanglements.
Oh, gosh.
The
statement that they made was the fact that, okay, families and long-standing personal friendships was the term they used. I'm like, okay, so AKA don't bring your hoe.
The bubble is about to burst. I'm telling you right now, the bubble is going to burst. This is about to get. Listen, Taylor Rooks, we need play-by-play from you. We need
Taylor
we need you to get the scoop like your last name was Wojnarowski. Okay, Taylor Rooks, come through with it.
Taylor Rooks better stay locked up.
No, that was funny.
It's August, so it makes sense.
Shout out to CJ for that one. That was funny.
Oh man.
Yo, he really said chill.
CJ don't care.
Gosh.
CJ don't care.
Oh man.
So the final plot twist in a deleted tweet, a tweet that ain't getting deleted.
Yep.
Aisha Curry decides to respond to the Twitter shenanigans between Dame, Bev, and PG-13 and says, well, my husband beat all of y'all. So there.
It's so funny.
First of all,
like, who asked you?
First of all, when I saw that, I thought to myself, Riley, put your mama's phone down. Like, put your mama's phone down. Stop it. Stop it.
Who asked you anyway?
Nobody asked you.
Nobody did that.
Nobody. Absolutely nobody. Aisha Curry.
Here's some details though before we get on to the Curry comment stuff. So players in the bubble can bring family members established long-standing personal friends, whatever that means, after the first round. Right.
No shorties.
So
that you just met on IG last week.
After
the first round, this is going to be implemented.
Oh, the first round.
The first round.
Listen. So we're actually gonna have legitimate action then, especially for like the play-in tournament situation. So we still got some good basketball ahead of us.
Of course, 6 teams are going to be eliminated. That means hotel rooms are going to be empty, all that stuff. So it leaves room for the families. So it's 4 guests each, in parentheses, plus children. Access to flights after testing and allowed to 10 games. attend the games. Even more rules. It states that yes, they're there, but one person can have a ticket to the game. Children under a certain height, per Abraham's height that he mentioned earlier, they are, I believe there's a certain admission for them, but I guess it's not going to be high or whatever like that. So that is the further stipulations of those games, which is very, very interesting. I'm intrigued on how this is going to play out.
I'll say this:
some of these players are struggling. I can see why. They need their wives.
I gotta ask, who do y'all think is going to be the most annoying person that's going to be brought to the bubble by a player?
It's going to be the fourth side chick that got bumped from fifth to fourth. That might be bumped to second, but she talks too much, so she stays at fourth.
Whoa, CJ, come on, man! You trying to set us up here? This CJ. Man, CJ said, so you mean Irving can get in free since he meets the children's height? I gotta go. Continue.
That's cold, CJ. Nah, I think we'll see.
He really wanted to put him on blast like that.
I think LeBron needs his people.
I think it's gonna be Giannis's girl.
Yeah, she might act a fool.
Hey, they're funny though.
Greek is funny. The Greek figure's funny.
I don't see her embarrassing him by doing anything with other players that might cause drama.
No.
But I definitely see him possibly posting about how she pranked him, 2 days before game one.
Yeah,
and how it was caught off guard.
Does Pat Bev have a girlfriend or a wife?
I think so. Yeah.
So she about to scrap with somebody.
She about to scrap for sure.
She gonna run on the court and fire.
Oh my god!
On Dame, she's gonna fire on Dame.
Forget all that. This is why they squashed you, because they knew that they was like, "Yo, we can't have our siblings because that article never mentioned Pat Bev.
Wait, I just thought of something. Can you
imagine? Pat Bev's girl is double teaming Dame with Pat Bev. Like, nah, we lock. We clamping up.
Is she from Chicago too? Shout out to the Chicago.
I won't put it past him, but I'll be surprised. Can you imagine Ben Simmons? Well, he's injured, but they could still be there because technically they're in the playoffs. But if he make it to the second round, who's he going to invite? Kylie or?
Don't do that.
And Kylie messing with Booker.
God, them Kardashians, boy.
Apparently since that was January, so it's
not Kylie. I'm sorry, Kendall.
Kendall now.
That break, allowing him to spend time with her and then come back to the book might have.
Stop
they are 7-0.
Stop it.
We'll talk.
Stop it. Shout out to Booker. They are 7-0. They are 7-0.
I forgot who they played tomorrow.
That's why Booker's probably been playing his butt up. You cracked the code, Emmanuel. You cracked the code.
Last bit on this.
He wants some strawberries. That's what
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Them Kardashians, they the real MVPs. They get you going.
Hey, what happened? Explain Chris Humphrey.
He
just didn't have the structure.
Explain Lamar. Explain Tristan Thompson.
Okay, Tristan Thompson. He was.
I hear a lot of backpedaling. Listen here, Darrell.
It's not backpedaling.
He did not help my boy Lamar at all. I'm salty about that. He did not help.
But he did get his rings before he got in that situation.
But he probably would have stayed longer because it's when he got traded. Right. So I like to think that sometime before the trade, it led up to him being traded. That's the downfall. He was never the same again. And I feel like, if he doesn't get involved with all this and also his own personal issues, if he got that handled, he probably is a lifetime Laker.
Greg, D-Book and Simmons inviting Kendall.
Jeez, all bad.
That's
all bad.
I know, right?
Last piece, I think, on this Dame situation, and we'll move on. Dame also fired out a tweet about our dear friend, his dear friend, Skipolus Bayless. Skip. Essentially told this man, Skip Bayless, stop being fake. Because he ain't buying none of it.
None.
Especially
he called a 61-point game lucky. He was like, he's a great, but he's lucky.
Yeah. And Dame pulled his card. He said, listen, you and I had a conversation. You was backpedaling in the conversation. Now all of a sudden
Right.
you throwing this stuff. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I ain't buying none of it though. Moral of the story, y'all. Don't piss off Oakland. Okay. Don't do it. Moving right along. College football is back in the news this week. Okay. Big talk. Conferences talking about postponing or canceling the season altogether. And folks is tripping.
Yeah, it's bad.
Man.
Folks is tripping.
It's bad.
And of course, the president has interjected himself into the discussion.
Of course.
Because he couldn't help himself. But as it stands right now, Big Ten today, Ixnay on the Easensay.
Pac-12.
Pac-12, didn't they bump it to spring? Or did they Ixnay?
Oh, I think they postponed.
They postponed.
They canceled.
Yeah, they're postponed.
They postponed.
So they're postponing. So the $1 million debate at this point is postpone, cancel, or go as originally planned. The Big 12 released their schedule today. They said we running this thing in the fall.
SEC playing through the rapture. Like
that's facts.
SEC
They go right
by
to the
playing
wheels fall
a
off.
raptor real like they're like, listen, Jesus gonna come if we keep playing. That's
I
what
like Alabama, Florida, like Georgia. Hey, let's run it. Like, I don't know why y'all scared. It smells like in here. If you know, you know. It's funny.
Listen, hey, but Alabama was having the students was having COVID parties. I'm listen
like
here.
Steven said, they're safer there than if they were back home.
Allegedly.
So COVID parties, be damned. They'll still be safe, apparently. But Big Ten commissioner decided to come out and threaten Nebraska like, yo, you try to play elsewhere, you out of the Big Ten. So my thing is it possible we'll see conference realignments being forced now? Because Notre Dame had to finally join the conference if they wanted to play. They joined, was it the ACC that they joined, Notre Dame?
Yeah, they have to. They got to join the ACC.
Wait, who joined?
They had majority of their games was ACC schedule.
Notre Dame is an independent, but in basketball they're an ACC team, but in football they're independent, like Navy and Army and whatnot. But if they want to play, because conferences are only doing conferences game, they have to join the conference, you know. And so I'm thinking, like, if Nebraska decides to be like, hey, Big Ten, we don't need you, we go into the Big 12, where they could possibly find success, because they have that Big Ten style of football, which is like, yo, we some big boys that can run it down your throats anytime we want. That could bode well in the Big 12, where it's just like, hey, we just air that joint out, you know, run. We don't have a run game. We just throw it. Oh, you want us to defend in the trenches? Oh no, we can't do that. We don't got the stamina for
Somebody
that.
went down there.
So Nebraska do well. Yo, Nebraska do it, because I want to see conference realignment. And this will be
issue. I just got an issue with coaches that are speaking out now, but when like Black Lives Matter movements was happening and the players was trying to speak up, they were quiet. And actually, they were getting themselves in trouble because of their comments and because of, you know, certain coaches saying the N-word.
Mike Gundy.
You know, so
Gundy.
I find this backwards, you know, but hey, it is what it is. You know, coaches will be coaches, and we can clearly see they still want that check. And that's to them. It's sad because it's like I guess that's what matters most now in this day and age with everything going on. Like, the kids don't even come first, and a lot of these kids want to play. So, and from the looks of it, the way some of these sports have panned out, like basketball has done a great job protecting the players and making sure they do tests every day and stipulations. You have soccer that's done a great job. You have baseball actually has straightened out a little bit.
Hockey.
They've calmed down. Hockey has done a great job.
Yeah.
I really question hockey's style of coming back, but now the postseason is here, and honestly, for me, that's the most exciting time of hockey. Is the Stanley Cup.
Facts.
You know, so it does make me wonder, like, if football can go on, if they can have success, and it looks like they can, just based off what I saw from other sports. So for now, because of now everybody's canceling now, it's kind of like, oh man, like at least give them a chance to play it out, but not just cancel the whole season. That's going to affect their scheduling, affect money, affect these kids' chances of even going pro. Like you don't know what the situation could be.
But that's the thing, though. That's the players are saying like, "Hey, we'll play, but we
Right.
need to be compensated for it because we have to understand that with the professionals, they're still getting paid. Like for the players, they have money at stake. When it comes to the college level, the only people who have money at stake are the colleges, and they have enough money where they're like, "Yo, we can, all right, we'll just go without it." Whereas the players are like, "Yo, just compensate us," which leads me to another point. We've been seeing the slow decline of the NCAA when it comes to basketball, and we all have our opinions, but we're pretty much on the same boat when it comes to the NCAA.
Mm-hmm.
If the conferences were to be like, all right, we're going to listen to the players, would that further quicken the death of the NCAA? Like, is that why they're like, yo, might as well just postpone because we ain't trying to do all that? They want to be compensated? Say, what? Oh, no, not me, not I. They must be, I'm Leonardo DiCaprio from Django. They must be talking about somebody else. Oh, that's great.
Emmanuel, what was you going to say?
No, I was going to say, to your point, the NFL, I believe, only has a 1% positive COVID test rate as we speak. I just got an update this morning. So to your point with that, and for the conference realignment, Nebraska, they're known for being in the Big 12, first and foremost. So they should just go back to the Big 12. Just call the bluff and like, look, go back to the Big 12. Maryland, you should have never left the ACC. I mean,
never.
First and foremost, they should have never left the ACC. Go back to the ACC.
Go home, Roger.
Rutgers should have never came to the Big Ten.
Right. They should have. I agree. They should have never came to the Big Ten. Like why go? And I have a question for all you guys. Now, my personal opinion, I do believe that with this going on, there's been talks about them having an NCAA commissioner, which I agree with that. Also, I agree that the players should form some type of union to, to protect themselves.
Smart.
So that I feel like those are my two suggestions that should go on in college football, especially with this, because everybody's like on a different page as a result of this, with two major conferences going out. So to me, it seemed like they need like a commissioner, and the players need to form a union somehow, some way to protect themselves.
Yeah, I think that's smart because now it gives them a voice, number one, and it gives them the ability to be listened to, especially if the higher ups don't know what to do, which it looks like they don't know what to do. At least listen to the players. You know what I'm saying? And they, at the end of the day, the players, they follow their own, heartbeat and whatever they want to do. So I say I'm really agreeing with the union, but as far as them playing and stuff like that, at first I would have been like, yeah, they're smart, cancel the season, it's not worth it. But because we've seen the results of all, like I said, all these major sports and different things happening, I'm saying, hey, give them a chance, see what happens, let them roll this game out and see what comes of it. I'm more interested in the people that are deciding to play. Like, how is the schedule going to work out? How is the college playoffs gonna? What's the format like? Does rankings even does it matter? Like, I'm interested to see how this is going to work because I know conferences like SEC, they're going to play and they're going to vouch for playing for sure. So they don't care if they got to play each other 4 times in a series. They're going to play. So we'll see.
Here is what I think people are missing in all of this. The players want to play. And people pitched it as the what was the first statement, the "We Are United" situation from the Pac-12. Mm-hmm. People framed it as if those players didn't want to play. And they, are on some mission to destroy college football right now.
Yeah.
But people forget really what their list of demands were, which is, hey, these are the things we want to see, and then we'll play. Then came out, what was it, on Monday, the "We Want to Play" situation, spearheaded by Trevor Lawrence, among others from the other parts of the Power 5 conferences. And of course, that's where Mr. President decided to interject himself, right? But then, in another twist, both movements, We Want to Play and We Are United, came together and issued a joint statement folks, the kids want to play. They want to play. I know you want to watch them, but they want to play. And like we talk about, I feel periodically on this program, is we have to get past this mentality that athletes are just there for entertainment. They are human beings as well. They have families. They have livelihoods. These kids even more so because they are trying to make it to the next level, and we don't know what family is riding on them to make it to the next level. And so they have a list of what I see is reasonable demands. Not even demands, reasonable request. If we're going to play, if we are potentially going to put our lives on the line, then this is all we want to see. The kids want to play. Don't forget that. Don't just write them off and say, well, y'all are just a bunch of, dumb college kids. You don't know what you're talking about. When I read through the list, I said, these kids are, Greg, to your point, thorough. These kids are thorough about what they're asking. So not only did they ask for a seat at the table, but they brought the menu and brought a well thought out menu. Now, the ball is in your court, NCAA. Go ahead and find that commissioner. And I'm going to be honest, I wouldn't mind if the kids went ahead and formed a union. Call me up. I'll be union president. I'll be organized.
Yeah.
OSNA, we'll sponsor the union.
Yeah, I think they definitely need to form a union. I'm interested to see like when stuff like the off season comes and you got the combine, the drafts and stuff like that. Now that everything is kind of backed up in a sense, like how are they going by with recruiting? How are they going by with scouting and all this stuff? Because even high school's backed up now because they're canceling. A lot of these schools are in high school are canceling sports.
They're postponing.
Postponing.
Yeah, because in this area, I looked at the schedules and I'm like, they move fall sports to essentially winter. So you come off a cross country season in 2 weeks start track.
Yeah, which is crazy. So I interested to see how they from high school to college, how that process is going to work from recruiting and scouting, and then from college to pros, how that transitional gap is going to work with COVID being what it is and the pandemic right now as we see it still happening because we don't have a solution still or a vaccine. So, I just want to see, I'm really interested to see how that's going to work and can it be ran smoothly because the NBA schedule is going to be a little backed up. It's kind of crazy in 2021. Football, there's no preseason, which that's kind of scary, honestly, because of injuries. So when they go to the off season, how are they going to scout and recruit, not recruit, but scout athletes when they go to the combine, if there's a combine, because who knows if the pandemic is still happening. So it's a lot. These four major sports have to work out. And I'm all for unions in each one, honestly. I think each sport deserves a union because I feel like a lot of these sports are not listening to the players. From college all the way to pros, I don't think there's not enough people listening to the players right now. So it's an ugly process for sure.
Hey, change has to get a little ugly. Yeah. But I'm glad that we get to be witnesses to what this looks like. Yeah. And I'm glad that we get to, I think, have a voice to what this looks like.
Well. This is pivotal too. It's going to change the landscape forever.
It's going to be a turning point moment. And so shout out to the college football. Shout out to college athletes. You guys are more than athletes. Don't just shut up and dribble or shut up and pass the ball or shut up and dribble. Like, do your thing. Don't just shut up and run. Speak your heart. Speak your mind. You got love from Osa and Abe.
And they will get paid. Eventually, they will get paid because it's too much now that all the eyes are on them right now. There's no way they can escape. The NCAA can escape this.
No, they're gonna catch this reckoning. They're gonna catch this reckoning. Speaking of performances, though, we're gonna slide on into the 5-star performances, 5-star duds. Abe, you want to take it away?
All right. So look. The first 5-star performance is going to go to those college football players because they realized that they got power. Yeah. Player empowerment is a beautiful thing to see. Yeah. It truly is. So y'all keep doing y'all thing. Y'all got the 5-star performance of the week from us. Mm-hmm. And then, the other one is partially, but not really, but we can say it is. The reason that I'm rocking the orange today is 5-star performance to the Suns as a whole. For 2 reasons. They're 7-0 in the bubble right now.
Yeah.
They are legit right there for the 8th seed. I mean, they're definitely going to be in the – I can't say definitely since there's a 3-way tie for that play-in game. But, tomorrow, Friday, they get to really put in the work and possibly seal the deal for themselves. And another thing that about the Suns that I got to give 5 stars to is that in their game with Philly, they had the families of the players introduce them. And I'm not going to lie, I was tearing up. I was watching that. That was so dope. Yo, Ricky Rubio was rolling deep.
Yeah, he had a deep family.
He had like 10 people.
I'm like, my man.
You know why? You know why? Because when he got drafted by the Timberwolves had nothing. So he was like, I got to make the team myself. They drafted him and they drafted him and Johnny Flynn at the same time. No comment.
I'm like, yo, we're seeing like 5 different sets of people. Who's this all for? Oh, this is for Rubio. Dang, Rubio.
And shout out to Monty Williams. Monty Williams, he, of course, a few years ago, actually, had a tragic accident. I don't want to be wrong in this. Was it his wife?
It was his wife who passed, in a car accident.
So I thought that was beautiful that his family was able to introduce him as head coach. It was touching. And considering, of course, these players, for right now, they are without any kind of families or friends. That was cool. That was really cool.
So that's the 5-star for me. Those 2.
Me? Shout out. I don't even want to do this, but I gotta give credit to where credit is due. The fake LA team, the Angels, they're not even a real LA team. Like, really?
So
Never mind.
sad.
Let me stop.
So sad.
But apparently, Mike Trout got that new daddy strength. He out here.
Which means is you about to do something crazy?
Listen,
did you do something crazy, Cecil?
Listen.
We about to find out in 11 weeks whether or not I ascend God level podcaster. If we end up pulling a big name, okay. Taylor Rooks, what's up? Call us. We ready to work. Okay.
Email is waiting. Email is waiting.
We ready to.
Demetria, holla at us. Holla at us.
Ore valor. Huh? Look at Emmanuel. Get that smile off your face. Look at Emmanuel. Look at him.
See your family. Yeah. Baba needs a funke. Demetria, you can be funke. Demetria.
His smile lit up. Big.
The room, Emmanuel's room didn't get brighter.
Because
that grin.
Emmanuel had his own God moment. Like, he really went in.
He was Gouda, Gruyere, Manchego, cheddar, cheese in. Okay, he was out there.
Wow.
Right.
Oh man.
Jeez.
I'm just saying. But back to the topic at hand. Mike Trout is out here swinging 6 homers, 10 ribbies. Hey man, hey, listen, we good out here. We good.
And they are winning these games. They are winning.
They are actually winning these games. That's the other thing. Listen, things were looking bad first couple weeks of the season. All that payroll they got, and they were losing to teams like the Mariners.
Yeah.
They gave the Mariners hope. Okay.
M's.
I still don't respect the Angels, but Mike Trout, congratulations, kid. Congratulations on your new dad strength. Keep it up. Maybe you can. Maybe you could pitch for the Angels too. Maybe you can do what Ohtani couldn't successfully do. Maybe you could pitch them into the playoffs. I went there. Do
you think they'll make the playoffs under his I would say make the playoffs, but at least make it past
the Angels will make the playoffs
contract during his contract.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
If that's okay. With that being said, though, if they don't make the playoffs under his whole contract, will Trout go down as one of the greatest without
what Trout will need to do?
A ring.
What Trout will need to do is do what he should have done. Was that 2 years ago when Bryce Harper started saying, "Hey man, I'm just saying, wherever I go, you should come on through."
Right.
Go ahead and pick up the phone. Call Bryce Harper in about 2 seasons. Say, hey, we trying
to the OC.
You try to make this make sense? Or you can go to the East Coast. You just make it make sense, Mike Trout, because I don't like seeing wasted talent. Okay? And if the Angels,
He's
if
the biggest
Artie
one,
Moreno, he's gonna be the biggest.
The biggest talent.
But if they continue to waste this man's talent, I will personally show up to Angel Stadium and go ham bone drone. Okay, you gonna hear my voice out protesting. I'm a Dodgers fan, but I like good talent, and I will protest personally outside of Angel Stadium.
CJ made a good point. That brings up a great question. Like if Trout or Griffey, like if
best talent, manners.
Best talent without
I mean
a ring.
Yeah, Trout will go down as that dude, but I think you should make every effort to get free before it happens. Get free.
Yeah, I'll force their hand fast.
Force it quick. Okay.
This is bad.
This is not pretty.
Keep in mind, Bryce Harper tried to recruit Trout when Bryce Harper signed with the Phillies, so a few years back. So,
and I thought there was a slight chance it might happen, and Mike Trout pulled the Dame Lillard card. So, whoo!
Yikes!
God bless him. God bless him. 5-star duds.
Oh God.
Chai. Which one you want? Which one you want?
Since I touch baseball, I'm gonna continue with the baseball situation. Okay. All right. Listen here. First of all, I never thought I would give Rob Manfred any kind of credit for anything. Okay. When this situation went down between the A's and the Astros, okay. Astros batting coach, hitting coach, Alex Cintron. Player on the A's, Laureano. Apparently they start jaw-jacking. Okay, just going back and forth. Okay.
Wait, pause. Through the mask, though. The hitting coach
through the mask, yeah.
So I'm confused. Like, how did you read his list?
he must. That's how loud he must have been yelling.
Yeah,
and if we know anything about the Astros, since this whole scandal started with them, they have been talking. They've been flapping those gums. Listen, just admit that you guys cheated. Take your L. Take the beating that's gonna come to you every time you step to the plate, and let's move on. Quit trying to vindicate yourself, okay?
You're gonna get what you're gonna get on the sly.
Yeah. So the hitting coach over here talking mess. Laureano, they're going back and forth, apparently in Espanol. And apparently Cintron said something foul about Laureano's mother that you shouldn't say in Spanish. So Laureano starts taking off the gloves and the helmet, and Cintron gives him the hey, come here then. Let's run it. Let's run it. And then proceeds to sink behind a wall.
Clearly, he's out. He was on first base at the time, too.
Players, right? Laureano didn't care. Laureano ran up like Aroldis Chapman did a couple of years ago. One-man wrecking crew.
He almost flew at him.
One-man wrecking crew. But before Laureano could get there, he got tackled down.
Got tackled down, too.
They since he jumped him. Here was my thing when I saw that. I said, listen here. Cintron better get at least 15 games. If Joe Kelly can get 8 games for making a pouty face, okay, and for legitimate smack talk that he talked to Correa, saying, listen, man, you should at least hit the ball. Nice swing, but you missed. That's your fault. So I was waiting. I was wholeheartedly expecting Manfred to give the Astros a first-round bye in the playoffs for this situation and to suspend the A's as a team for the rest of the season. But Manfred, man, came on through. Hit Cintron with that 20-game suspension.
Yes.
Boom!
Pretty much the season.
20 games suspended. You're looking like a fool. So, moral of the story, kids, don't talk smack through the mask, okay? And if you're going to talk smack, don't talk about someone's mama through the mask.
Right.
And if you want to run that, then run it. Don't sit up here. And here's the other thing. How petty are you as the hitting coach to be talking that kind of smack?
And it wasn't like he was standing out there. Like he came from the dugout talking mess. Like he came to purposely entice him.
Man. Yeah, Rob and the Diamond Talk crew, do me a favor. I need y'all to get a hold of the audio, listen to the audio, and give us the breakdown on Diamond Talk, okay? Give us the breakdown, because listen here. If it was as foul as what Liriano thought it was, the Cintron, go and tack on another 20 games for Cintron. Right. Okay, give him the 40 game, the 40 game, the 40 piece.
I'm mad that he got he got a 20 piece. Dude charged him, and the fact that he got jumped pretty much. It was like, if that was my team,
first of all, Cintron saw him charge and was like, "Oh no!" And then everybody popped on. Right. He's like, "Yeah, get him, get him, beat that, yeah,
right,
yeah." You thought you was smooth, right? And honestly, when it came to Liriano, I mean, he got hit 3 times in the series,
bro. They were beating him
for no reason.
When I saw that he got beamed, I thought, oh, is Liriano on the Astros? Is that why he? Oh no, you on the A's and you getting beamed. Nah, man. Nah.
He's gotten hit more times than any Astros player this season.
Yeah, man. Nah. Go ahead and suspend some of the pitching coaches as well. Go and give them a 20 piece as well.
Yo,
this is crazy. This
Joe
is
Kelly
wild.
Hit somebody 8 games. Liriano gets hit 3 times. Hey, yo, hitting coach, for you mouthing off, you get 20 games. You pitchers, it's fun. We don't need to. I already punished your coach. You good. So, you know what, Manfred, I'm not even going to give you credit. Because that was backhanded.
Listen. At least he did the right thing. Because, listen, if he had given Cintron 5 games, what would you have said?
I would have cussed him out.
He would have got an email or something. Because
he would have got a strongly worded email on behalf of Joe Kelly. I would have
switched to Spanish and start saying mamas and everything.
Yeah. I would have had Rob draft the email for me, all in Espanol. Right. Do it for me. Like, that's what's happening. Okay.
But first CJ's request, I just have to say one last thing on Demetria. The Lord is my shepherd. He knows what I want. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, send me that name. I'll send
Nah. We ain't saying you nothing, Doc. No, do this.
No,
do this.
I'm the producer. I gotta do what I gotta do.
Listen, go ahead. Follow. See who Emmanuel follows. And that's all you need.
That's all right.
You know what's crazy? So Rob was one that hit me up and say, "Yo," and I'm like, "Oh," and then the next day you hit me up and was like, "Oh," I'm like, "Oh," and then I saw that he was like, "Oh," it goes full.
All I'm saying is,
Emmanuel,
okay, we out here trying to get some special guests
in your profile.
All we try to get some special guests.
Follow for follow.
We try to get some special guests. That's it. Okay.
But
yeah, we try to get some special guests. Go to your other dud.
The last performance dub has to go to the TJ Warren and Jimmy Butler matchup because while TJ Warren was brought to earth as I expected, it wasn't as exciting. Like, maybe we have to wait for that first round series to really get that fire going again, to get that excitement and really see a war. But the part 2 wasn't as exciting as part 1 was, So you get a performance dub.
Yeah, he was trying to sit out, wasn't he, Jimmy?
No, he sat out the game before, and he came out supposedly and said that he was definitely going to play that game.
Oh yeah,
he wanted that game.
Yeah,
but you know the NBA, dude. They don't guard each other. And it's just I didn't like the fact that they didn't guard each other. Like,
we'll see it in the first round since they have to play each other in the first round.
Oh, I didn't know that. So it's official.
Yeah. I mean, they're it's pretty much locked. Everybody in the East is locked up when it comes to seeding. It's the West that still has some maneuver.
I'm really concerned with the fact that TJ was making all this noise, TJ Warren, but when he got to Miami, he faced Miami the other day. Was it 12 points?
Yeah, 12 points.
And Jimmy wasn't even guarding him. So I'm
12 points, 5 rebounds.
I'm not sold on the hype yet.
4 steals.
Yeah, I'm not officially sold yet if you're going to have a game like that.
TJ Warren's always been able to get buckets. He's got a nice little mid-range game. I think the bubble was just the thing that he needed.
Yeah.
But I was looking forward to the game. I was hoping Jimmy was going to put the clamps on him and give him that, that Jimmy face.
Right.
But It was just a miserable game from both of them. But I do want to see them in a 7-game series.
Because then at that point, you could have been like, yo, Jimmy's defense is just that dope. He put him on lockdown. But the fact that TJ had a bad game and it wasn't really because of Jimmy, it's like, so this was a Linsanity moment. Oh, okay.
Disappointing.
All right, cool.
Disappointing. Well, folks, y'all know what time it is. It's some of y'all favorite section. It's time for the rumor mill. Hit him with the intro.
What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I can pass that it's like Stockton. Just joshing. I'm spending this holiday locked in. My body got rid of them toxins. Sports in the top 10.
Okay.
Yes. All right. We got a good amount of rumors and notes. I'm gonna start with the NBA. So, according to some sources, they said that Aaron Gordon is the most likely big name to be traded this offseason. What are you guys' thoughts in terms of that?
I don't care about Aaron Gordon. That's just flat out, honestly. I don't.
Stop the light-skinned hate.
I mean,
like his series, I don't see him going any further talent-wise.
As a 4, just curious what team could benefit from him like that. I don't see. For me, the teams that need help to get better are the ones that need like a big or a nice running mate with their number 1, or even the number 1 to help lead them. I don't see anybody really looking for a power forward like Aaron Gordon.
Yeah. I don't. I think he's trying to pull up his stats, but for me, I have an issue with big men, and it's actually stemmed from people like Robin Lopez. How are you like 7 foot? For example, you're 7 foot, but you're averaging 5 rebounds a game. Aaron Gordon, this year it was 7 rebounds. To me, that's not good enough at your size. You need to be at least getting 9 or 10, especially with the hops and the athleticism that you have. So he did improve his mid-range game. He's able to score a little bit more now. He'll give you 20 on a good day, but I need to see enough. I need to see more actually from him. And so far, I haven't, and I think that was his ceiling. I think this year was his cap.
Aaron is more of a 3 or 4 though.
Yeah,
that's
the problem when earlier in his career. Remember, Frank Vogel used to coach in Orlando, so at times I felt that he put Aaron Gordon out of position. Now, my personal opinion, I think Aaron Gordon is more of a 4 than a 3. My personal opinion in terms with his skill set and his athleticism.
Definitely definition of a hybrid.
Yeah,
player.
He's a poor man's Blake Griffin.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I agree with that. I agree, but he's more of a 4 than a 3 to me. Just based on the way he needs is
to date Kendall Jenner, and
just healthier,
And most likely, I think that could happen.
Exactly. and he has more tricks than Blake in the dunk contest. So leave it at that.
This is true.
That doesn't matter. He's not going. He's not in the dunk contest no more.
I know. Unfortunately.
R.I.P.
All right, the next one. There's also reports. Obviously, this is an update from Bam Adebayo's contract. Part of the reason why the Heat will not extend them is because they feel like they have a legitimate shot at Giannis. Also, the Nets feel the same way as well. So that's the update. With terms of
Danny Ainge, make that phone call, boy. Bring Bam to Boston.
Right. That would be very stupid. I can't see Jimmy Butler and Giannis on the same team. Too much. Not just talent.
I feel like they would mesh. Personality-wise, like Jimmy himself, going back to Minnie, he just wants people who are willing to put in the work. And clearly Giannis is putting in the work. Giannis
defensively, that would be insane defensively.
True.
Just that's nasty defense right there. Just with them 2 on the floor alone, they cover all 5 positions if they really wanted to. Offensively, I don't know. I'm actually surprised Milwaukee is one of the top offenses in the league. Honestly, with how they're structured, it's surprising to me. But
Budenholzer,
defense turns into offense. Good defense makes good offense. You know, I feel like they lead the league in fast break opportunities.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because they don't really have a lot of playmakers like that. They got spot up shooters, so you know, that means they're very, very efficient. Shout out to, of course, Giannis driving to the paint, kick out, foot open three. With Miami, you know, you got Duncan Robinson, you got Hero, almost kind of the same type of structure as Milwaukee does, but you just got Jimmy Butler too. So,
but the Bucks are kind of built like the Orlando Magic were back when they made that run, back in the the end part of the early 2000s. They had Dwight Howard and put a bunch of shooters around him, and then you had Rashard Lewis in there. Same thing with the Bucks. The only difference is your Dwight Howard equivalent can actually play point guard, but a bunch of spot up shooters around him, and a man putting up a 50, 40, 90 season. Shout out to Chris Middleton.
Miami's stupid if they give up Bam. I mean, that's dumb.
Yeah, I mean, we say that now, but if they do get Giannis, well, shoot, you know.
That's
keep in mind, it is Pat Riley.
He takes risk. He does take risk.
But I'm coming off from saying that because I don't think they're gonna get Giannis. That's what I'm saying. I think this is a stupid risk. But again, this is Pat Riley. I get it. It's just Giannis going to Miami. It's there. I doubt.
Okay. Another interesting rumor: the Cavs are looking into trading. This is what a package for Bradley Beal, Colin Sexton, Darius Garland, and a future pick for Bradley Beal. I don't see this happening. I think it's dumb. The Cavs should just collect as many.
Why go from Washington to Cleveland?
That's what I was about to say.
Part.
Anybody want to think they went to Cleveland?
That is not an upgrade. That is a lateral career move. Why?
Right.
Your career is done if you go to Cleveland. At this point,
exactly.
Get Kevin Love out of there and reset all the way.
Speaking of Kevin Love, I'm happy you segued to that. The Rockets are looking into acquiring Kevin Love also with Blake Griffin. So those are the two options the Rockets are willing to do to try to But I don't see this happening.
Want both or just one or the other?
It's one or the other. I think they want Blake Griffin as their top option, and then their second option is Kevin Love. They're trying to see which one will be a better deal.
When his contract's up?
No, Kevin Love signed an extension.
Oh, they're trying to trade.
No, that's why nobody's making a trade for Kevin Love because that money is way too big.
Exactly.
Nobody wants that contract.
Blake Griffin don't play no defense either.
No, Blake works for them though, because it allows them to still stay small ball while actually having a guy who can bang in the paint.
Right.
Whereas with Kevin Love, you have a shooting big, but he can't run the floor like Houston can.
Does Blake want to?
But his outlet passes could be critical for Houston. They want to speed it up.
Kevin Love can initiate that fast break.
His outlet is vicious. He has one of the best outlet passes I've seen.
Right, exactly. The Grizzlies, I can see this is working. The Grizzlies have picked up heavily interest in DeMar DeRozan. I can see this happening.
That'll be crucial.
That works.
I
love it.
I actually think this will be a great move if Memphis is able to pull this off in the offseason.
He fits that.
He's the veteran piece they need.
I agree.
That slow tempo grind offense they got already going there, mid-range jumper. Yes,
I agree.
With Jared Jackson when he gets healthy, yes, for sure.
Starting lineup would be Ja, DeRozan, Winslow. Who do they normally have at the 4? And then JJ.
Who's that light-skinned cat that's been showing out in the bubble? Number 24. Who's that?
Dylan Brooks from Oregon.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, wait. So
he's a perfect six man.
He was hooping though.
He's better as a 6 man. I wouldn't.
He's a good 6 man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is an impressive. roster.
And what's his face? Anderson, who came from San Antonio. He's on Memphis.
Oh yeah,
Kyle Anderson. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he can play the 4, right?
Yeah,
he can play 1 through 4. He can play 1 through 4.
Exactly.
So you can just slide him for 4.
That's
Justice Winslow at the 3, because remember they don't have Justice Winslow right now too.
No,
and Justice Winslow is a good playmaker, a good defender too, whose offense has slowly been increasing.
And he can handle the ball.
He got to stay healthy though.
So you could have DeRozan and Morant playing off ball sometimes.
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
Woo. Them on the wings on the fast break, man.
Right. NBA executives believe that the Warriors will heavily push Draymond Green in the trade this offseason for a future first-round pick. I believe this could be a package for Giannis, but I believe it's going to take more than that. What do you guys thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's going to take more because Draymond only works in Golden State system.
Right.
Yeah, I think Draymond works in a system. I don't think it's just Golden State system, but I think it's any system, I think, where ball movement is emphasized. Cool. But wherever he goes, he's going to be Mr. Triple Single. So God bless him.
Triple single, man.
I know, right? Okay, NBA analysts, I don't see this happening at all. Greg Schwartz believes PG-13 and Chris Paul will join the Lakers in 2022. 2022 in 2 years. I don't see that happening whatsoever. Greg Schwartz, an NBA analyst, believes that PG-13 and Chris Paul will join the Lakers in 2022.
Oh, Chris Paul be 55? Then his hamstrings last 2 more years?
Wait, he has hamstrings still?
That part.
This reminds me of the whole Steve Nash situation again.
I'm tired. Like that upset me.
That didn't work out. On paper, it looked like, yo, this could be fire. And then in reality, it was like, look, I'm not saying that it's not possible for Chris Paul to still produce, but it's like, yo, I mean, if that's your expectations of 2 seasons, like to continue building around AD is like, yo, let's bring some aging stars over. AD, I know you're in your prime. We're gonna bring you some veterans. Hey, we need more veteran experience. How old are you? 45? Come over here. Vince Carter, come out of retirement.
They're gonna bring Kareem in. Shoot, like, what are we doing here?
PG and Kawhi, I think at that time they'll have a even closer friendship. So I don't see. Actually, I see them signing probably an extension or like at least one more year after this 2-year contract. But I don't see PG coming to the Lakers for sure. No, that's not happening at this point.
Oh, okay. Let's go into the NFL. The Seahawks are monitoring the AB situation and Josh Gordon as well. So they're still keeping an eye open for Josh Gordon to resign.
Look, we talk about Dame getting passes. Josh Gordon has gotten the most passes in all of sports history. I'm tired of it. I really am. I'm tired of it.
I can't even root for him anymore.
Like, yo,
my man was at New England and Seattle.
Every season, it's like, yo, can he play? All right, we're going to give you a shot. Then something happens. No, we're going to still give him a shot. Then something happens. Then it's
and the
like
fact that Seattle reportedly is now giving him even another chance? Nah.
Come on, yo.
Too many
I think it's time for DK. To try to take that next step.
I need to know whatever pass he has. Can I get that ultimate pass? Can I get that? Because clearly I can get away with anything.
I'm waiting for DK Metcalf to just wreak havoc in the league. Like he has the makeup right there.
Right. Next, obviously, update with the Jadeveon Clowney situation. The Jets don't have no interest in him whatsoever. It's sad. So I mean, I do believe he's going to be picked up. I wouldn't say right away, but sooner or later. But it depends on what team, and that's the only update I have. The Jets with Jadeveon Clowney. Also, so let's go into more of a fantasy. Oh, actually, I have one more. I have a lot more notes for NFL. Josh Rosen has it even requested a trade or release from the Dolphins, despite being dropped down to the third string quarterback for the Dolphins.
He's
third string for the Dolphins. Hang him up, bro.
Yeah, Dolphins should just trade him. Get some value. Get some value for him while you're at him.
He's going to be out the league. He's going to be probably out the league though in about a couple years.
I wouldn't doubt it. Now more into fantasy news and notes. Matt Ryan just recently said that Hayden Hurst is the fastest tight end that he's ever seen. But before I mention it, I'm gonna give you guys some fantasy notes on this one. The Atlanta Falcons are number 1 in most vacated targets in the NFL. Now think about it. Austin Hooper finished as a top 5 tight end last season. He's gone. Muhammad Sanu, he's gone.
He's gone.
There are a lot of vacated targets available in Atlanta. Now, if he's saying he's hyping up Hayden Hurst that high, who they trade for Baltimore, I wouldn't be surprised if Hayden Hurst has a breakout season. Remember, he's in his second year, and when he was in Baltimore, he had a limited snap count. I like Hayden Hurst a lot later on the rounds as a potential tight end to draft for fantasy.
I can't
what do you guys think?
Matt Ryan because he can't
time
find
out.
people in the end zone.
Because you brought up Baltimore. You know who's going to have a breakout season this year?
Who?
Baker Mayfield.
Thank you.
Jesus.
Yeah, breaking news. I have breaking news. The Godfather himself, CJ, has been put on a 24-hour Facebook ban for his comment concerning one Irvin Washington.
Nope.
Irvin, we have to ask, are you the feds? Are you the feds? My man makes one comment about you, and now he's locked up in FD jail for a day. What's going on?
We want answers.
That's
we
wild.
want answers. And I don't know if we're going to get them today, but if you want answers, Emmanuel, do you got anything else for us? You done?
Oh no, I got more.
Hey, lay it on us.
Coach Arians from the Buccaneers. Bruce said that Ronald Jones will be the main guy in the backfield, despite with them signing LaShawn McCoy. Again, he's still good value in terms of fantasy purposes. You can draft him like around the 8th, anywhere from the 8th to 10th round. 7th round would probably be my threshold in terms of getting him, which I've seen a lot of times people are getting him that early, but I think he's good value, especially with this Bucs team. Who's the player? Ronald Jones.
Oh, gotcha.
And he's obviously working his hands and stuff, so I think that's good value around that time.
Yeah.
And then speaking of Austin Hooper, he's been and I know Oshan will like this. He spent 2 or 3 weeks at Baker Mayfield's house in terms of proving the chemistry and the connection.
I want to go to Baker Mayfield's crib.
I know, right?
I want to spend time with him.
I know, right?
Meanwhile, so, OBJ working out with Cam Newton.
Right? Right?
And OBJ been wanting to be in New England for a while.
He's trying.
Like, yo, Cam.
He's trying.
Hey, let me try out.
Slide my number.
Right Bill, just make the call, Bill. Make the call.
He waiting.
Ain't nobody gonna tell you no.
He ain't worried about no Baker.
All right. Obviously, with Darius Geis being charged with domestic violence, I know it's really unfortunate, but Adrian Peterson's value right now, I don't think ESPN updated it because it seems like obviously his carries are gonna increase. They got him ranked at 130, so that's anywhere between the 11th to 14th round you could get him. And to me, that's a huge bargain. But I believe he's going to go up higher. ESPN, I don't feel like they updated the ADP. I think he's good value. Now, for pass catching purposes, if you guys want to look for another back, take a look at Bryce Love, who they drafted last year in the mid to late rounds. If you're in a PPR league, Bryce Love will be another guy that could potentially could get you some points in PPR formats. And they said about the running backs coach, I believe, from the Washington football team, said that Antonio Gibson might have to wait another year to get his touches. I know there's been a lot of hype on Gibson. The Gibson, the one that just got drafted, but they're saying that he probably has to wait another year because in terms of what his development at running back.
Trash. Washington foot. That's the first time I actually heard somebody like say it like.
almost
hear it now. It's like what?
Yeah, I almost said it, but yeah. George Kittle, they're moving towards a new deal, which is good news.
Is that accurate? Because I guess he made a tweet or something saying that's not true. I don't know how long ago that was.
But what's funny
maybe
is
the numbers maybe aren't true, but at least working it out.
Yeah, last week he did mention that they were nowhere near a deal. But now they said it makes significant progress, and there's some people saying they could get close to a deal. And Ravens they're interested in Jordan Reed because Breeland, the undrafted free agent from Oregon, I believe he has some type of injury, so they need another tight end. They want because Baltimore like to use those 3 tight end sets.
Yep.
So they wanted
that friend who was looking at Jordan Reed.
Who?
San Fran, the 49ers, weren't they also looking at Reed?
You know what? He signed with the Niners. Excuse me. It's Delaney Walker they're interested. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Delaney Walker is available?
He is available, yes.
Yeah, he is.
He is. So the Ravens were looking at Jordan Reed and Delaney Walker.
It's not bad.
It seemed like Delaney Walker could be in Baltimore, but nothing's for sure. Suppose he has some interest, possibly. Also, the Patriots are interested in Delaney Walker, so keep that in mind, which they need. And another fantasy news and notes.
And that weapon.
Yeah, I agree. They need to give Cam some weapons. A couple more. Josh Jacobs' goal, he mentioned this, is he said that he wants to catch at least 60 passes out of the backfield. Now, keep in mind, he had 0 receptions last year on third down. Him, and what's funny is a lot of hype was between Josh Jacobs and David Montgomery in terms of who would you rather draft. This is the interesting part. David Montgomery and Josh Jacobs had the same amount of carries last year. Believe it or not. If you look at the statistics, They had the same amount of carries. The only difference is Josh Jacobs had more touchdowns than Montgomery. And then Montgomery didn't get the level of snap count because Tyreek Cohen kept on messing with his snap count in terms of less carries and less opportunities.
And a lot of those runs, he was getting touched before he got out of the backfield.
Exactly.
So I'm not even surprised by them matching the number of carries.
Right.
Like, the production is so, like, if somebody were to use that as like, oh, they got the same amount of carries, yet one is better, it's like, you didn't watch the game. You clearly didn't watch the game.
And some people believe that, Josh Jacobs, some people believe that he's a little too low for fantasy. I think this is the reason why, because he doesn't get enough receptions in the backfield in terms of PPR. And that's a problem that a lot of the people who look at ADPs and stuff, when they look at this, like, he didn't get no receptions in third down. So why am I going to put him in the top 10? And all those other running backs are producing out of the backfield, those top end bell cows. So he's like in that range and like around in the late teens to early 20s. So that's why. And another big fantasy news, I can't stand this. Marlon Mack is being projected as the starter. Now, keep in mind, they drafted Jonathan Taylor, which is more talented than him. I hate to say it. Yeah. This is the problem I have with Marlon Mack. Last year, Marlon Mack and Aaron Jones had basically the same average ADP. Who had a better year? Aaron Jones. He had 18 18 rushing touchdowns. Keep that in mind because the Packers focus more on a heavily run game. Now, Marlon Mack, you're on a premium offensive line and you played subpar. His value was based on pass catching, and you have Jonathan Taylor who has improved in pass catching in college. In Wisconsin, made that more of an effort this past season, and they drafted him that high. But Reich did say that he's going to go by the hot hand. Marlon Mack, I'm not even drafting him. Jonathan Taylor,
I'm not a fan.
To me, it's like you had plenty enough opportunity. You're on a premium offensive line, and you played subpar.
Yeah, I was going to bring up the offensive line. I'm like, he ain't got no excuses.
Right. To me, he has no excuses. So I don't understand why Reich is giving him another chance. No, go with the rookie who's more talented.
Yeah.
Stop playing and go with the rookie.
He's quicker. He's more smooth on his feet. Got to go with it.
Right. And also, another undervalued wide receiver, speaking of the Colts, T.Y. Hilton, who's on his last year of his deal. The Colts OC says he expects a bounce-back year for T.Y. Hilton. And T.Y. Hilton right now is at a pretty good value, especially got Phillip Rivers who likes to chuck the ball down the field.
He's going to ball out last year of the contract too?
Yeah, he's on his last year of his contract. And, I think T.Y. I think he's a perfect – if you give him as a wide receiver 3, I think that's great value.
Yeah. He's
great value.
Going to be – I like him even in fantasy too with Rivers. He's going to be put in situations to chunk the ball downfield because I don't think if they're going to go with Mac, I definitely don't think their running game is going to be as great as it is. So I look for Hilton to really ball out this year.
And not only that, if you look at Marlon Mack's red zone rushing, his efficiency was like downhill because he couldn't punch the ball. You know what I'm saying? Within 5 yards or less. Yeah, Aaron Jones could, and they had the same ADP. So what is that telling you? Like, Marlon Mack, sorry, need to go. It's Jonathan Taylor's time. I'm really high on him this year, especially with that quality offensive line. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think I have expectations, I have high expectations, but the Colts, I don't know. I don't know.
I feel like I'm avoiding him like I did last year because I mean the Colts, they're not they ran a good amount of times last year, but now that they have Rivers, I don't see him running the ball as heavily. You know, Rivers, he had Gordon and Eckler who could catch out the backfield if he needed. And let's be real, Marlon is no Gordon, nor is he no Eckler.
Facts.
So now you got Jonathan, and you also have Naheem
Hines. Yeah, right.
Who was the better catch passer out of them. So me, I'm avoiding Marlon Mack all the way. Like if I have to draft him, I feel like my season's already over. At that point, I'm going to ask for a refund. I'm going to sue. I'm going to file defamation lawsuits, all that stuff. You know.
All right, you guys. That's it. That's all I have.
Wow. Listen here, folks. Shout out to the rumor mill today. No real shenanigans. Will Dame Lillard lead the Blazers to some upsets in the playoffs? Will Pat Bev's girl run out on the court and double team
Really?
Dame during the playoffs?
No.
Will baseball season continue? Side note, Joe Kelly's suspension got reduced.
Ooh.
Yeah, fresh off the press. Will college football players go ahead and form that union?
Wait, how long? How many games?
I think it got dropped down. What was it, to 4? Let me double check it.
Wait, he hasn't started the suspension.
Right, that's what I was like.
I feel like 8 games out.
Joe Kelly's suspension reduced from 8 to 5. Oh, you know why? No, because he appealed it. So they reduced it from 8 to 5.
Rightfully so.
It's because of the appeal. Yeah, should have.
So he hasn't
officially began the suspension process. Correct.
It's been like 3,000 games.
It's been crazy, right? All I gotta say though is this: I don't know what's gonna happen next. Just stay tuned. Have your popcorn ready, y'all, and remember, guys. Okay, like we say over here in these parts, stay focused on the main thing. Okay, on the main thing. Sports are back. We feeling good, but also the fight still continues. Okay, Black lives still matter. Arrest the cops. Who killed Breonna Taylor?
All of them.
All of them.
I want justice for all of them.
Okay. I could go down the list.
Justice.
Okay. Keep applying pressure. Okay. And keep doing your part in your community to be vocal, to be present, to bring awareness, and to bring change, even in these crazy times. When it comes to school, kids are doing the virtual thing and all of that. Find a way to help students in this time. You know, I deal with young people, so that's passion for me. Find a way in this virtual space to help others and to be that light. I take a cue from our guy, friend of the show, Jeff J. Okay, said, listen, use your platform to elevate other voices, and those voices that you elevate, I guarantee you will help elevate others. That being said, that ends another episode of the OSNA podcast, presented to you by SSA in conjunction with the Craft Factory. I'm your guy, 50% of the O&A. My other guy, the other 50% of the O&A. My guys, the Black Dewey crew, producer C, and Mr. Funke. Signing out.
Who's going to get himself a Demetria?
Oh, Demetria. Bless God. Okay. Listen. We're taking special guests. Taylor Rooks, give us all the deets on what's going on in the bubble. With that being said, y'all already know one thing, 2 words, get it in your brain. Omo Niger.